You were in jail because you broke the law, and then you thumbed your nose at the court system by saying, I'm not going to court. And you didn't do that once, you did that 3 times. That's why you were in jail. You weren't in jail because she slapped you. You were in jail because you broke the law. Now do you understand?
No.
20-year-old Catherine Birchler is suing her ex-boyfriend, Ryan Baker, for bail money, attorney fees, and car repairs.
Order. All rise. Yeah, it's case number 145 on the calendar in the matter of Birchler versus Baker.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Judge. Parties have been sworn in. You may be seated.
Ms. Birchler, it is your claim that the defendant who used to be your boyfriend owes you money for a loan for bail and then a loan for some car repairs. Mr. Baker says there was never any agreement to pay you back, so there was no contract. Is that right, sir?
Yes, it is.
When were you arrested?
February 12th, 2009.
And what were you arrested for?
Driving unsuspended. And I got picked up because she was on her way to work. And
just a second. You were arrested for driving with a suspended...
But I had a warrant.
You had a warrant?
Yeah.
For what?
For driving unsuspended. And we were on our way to...
We're going to do this my way, sir. I know that it might confuse you, but I like to do things in a linear fashion. You were arrested on February 12th, 2009. 9 or 2010?
Probably 10. 10.
And the warrant that you were arrested on was because you had been driving without a license.
That's correct.
And you were supposed to appear in court?
Yeah, and I missed my date.
Why did you miss your date?
I didn't know which day it was, and I didn't make it to it.
You don't know what year it is?
Yeah.
So it's not surprising to me you didn't know what day it was. How long were you in jail when they arrested you on February 12th?
4.5 days.
For not having a driver's license?
Well, I had other warrants, too.
Right. Mr. Baker, we got enough aggravation in this country. We don't feed people 3 squares a day because they were driving on a suspended license. What were your other warrants for, sir?
I had 2 driving unsuspended, no insurance, and seatbelt, and then tail light, and that's it.
From how many different traffic stops?
3.
And you forgot all 3 dates, Mr. Baker, that you were supposed to be in court?
Yeah.
You must be a very, very busy man, running a very busy company.
Work a lot.
Doing what?
Well, now I'm going to do construction, but back then I was standing on the side of the road waving to people, Liberty Tax, and dancing.
You were standing on the side of the road waving at people for what?
For Liberty Tax. It's an income tax place. You get your taxes done there. That was just a part-time job.
And what were you doing with the rest of your time?
I was doing construction now, but back then that's all I was doing.
Who were you living with?
My parents.
So you weren't doing much of anything. So there was no reason why you didn't go to court for these tickets.
I just missed my dates. Stupid mistake.
And Miss Birch put up $500 towards your bail, right?
She felt sorry for me.
Well...
Because it was her fault I went to jail.
It was. Shh. Why don't you try to explain to me the best way you can why it's her fault that you went to jail?
I would have never went to jail if we would have never gotten that little argument, and she smacked me in my face. And then when she smacked me, I threw my hands up, and Mountain Dew went all over, and we were yelling at each other, and then I got out the car and tried to calm the situation down.
And tried to what?
Calm the situation down, make it better.
So you got out of the car after this argument.
Yeah.
And?
I started jogging to work because we were like a mile away from my work. She was supposed to drop me off.
So you were running away from the car?
Yeah, well, I was going to my job.
So you were running away from the car, and what happened?
Security guard saw the whole scene and picked me up.
Police picked you up?
Yeah.
So that's why it was her fault you got arrested and the warrants dropped on you?
I would have never got arrested if we would have never gotten that fight. She would just drop me off my work, the whole situation would be prevented.
So it's her fault?
Pretty much, yeah.
Whose fault is it that you skipped your court dates?
That's my fault, but...
Whose fault is it that you got the tickets?
My fault, but...
Whose fault is it that you didn't have a seatbelt on?
Mine.
Whose fault is it that you were driving twice with a suspended license?
That'd be mine, too.
Well, why does somebody else have to pay for what you did wrong?
Because I wouldn't have got picked up.
Where do you live?
Independence.
Independence,
Missouri.
Missouri? You think that the police in Independence are that stupid that they'd never pick you up on a warrant?
They'd have to find me first.
What's the motto of Missouri?
Live free or die. Show me.
Show me.
Show me state.
Show me state.
The show me state. I knew it was something that I would like. Okay, she put up the bail for you?
Yeah.
And how did she know where you were?
When I was in jail, I called my dad, and she was over at my house. He texted her to tell her that I wanted to talk to her, and she came over to my house.
She came over to your house, and when you called, what did you say to her?
I said hi, and she said hello. And then I asked her. Then I asked her if she would help me out, and she was
Would
like,
help
blah,
you
blah.
out how?
Well, I was stuck in jail, and I needed $1,400, and she just got her income tax. So she was like, blah, we got talking. She said she was sorry for smacking me, which that's how I figured I got in there. That's the whole time I was thinking that.
Mr. Baker, you got put in jail because you were irresponsible and you had been breaking the law and you had been thumbing your nose at the court system by not showing up for your court dates. That's why you were in jail.
That's not true.
Oh, Mr. Baker, there's one thing to be stupid and there's another thing to appear to be stupid. Don't combine the two. You were in jail because you broke the law and then you thumbed your nose at the court system by saying, I'm not going to court. And you didn't do that once, you did that 3 times. That's why you were in jail. You weren't in jail because she slapped you. You were in jail because you broke the law. Now do you understand?
No.
Here's your combination.
Look, that's a pretty powerful combo.
All right, let's pause for a second because the excuses in this courtroom are getting absolutely unbelievable. We are halfway through the case and 20-year-old Catherine is standing her ground. She's suing her ex-boyfriend Ryan to recover the $500 she shelled out just to bail him out of a jail cell. But instead of showing a shred of gratitude, Ryan is actually trying to flip the script and blame Catherine for his own arrest. His story, he claims an argument where she allegedly slapped him and spilled his Mountain Dew caused him to run off and get intercepted by security. However, the judge completely dismantled that logic in seconds. She pointed out the cold, hard facts. Ryan wasn't arrested because of a spilled drink. He was hauled in because he had active warrants for driving on a suspended license, having no insurance, and skipping 3 separate court dates. Ryan tried to play it off like he just lost track of time, but the judge wasn't buying a single second of it. Let's jump right back into the second half to see if Catherine finally gets her hard-earned money back.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Do I look like a smart lady to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? I look like a smart lady from you? Do you trust me?
Yes.
And later today,
If you're trying to be charming with me, trust me, it's not going to work. Better looking and richer people than you have tried to charm me without success.
real cases, real people. Judge Judy. Catherine Birchler says ex-boyfriend Ryan Baker owes for bail money and attorney fees after he was arrested on an outstanding warrant.
Okay. What do you do, Miss Birchler?
I work at a call center.
You work full-time?
Yes, ma'am.
For how long have you been working full-time?
Since February 15th,
And how old are you?
20.
Did you work prior to that?
Yes, I worked at Macy's.
Worked there for a while?
Couple months. It was a part-time contingent job.
You live at home?
I have my own house. Well, complex.
It's a duplex,
I do.
but
Yes, it's a duplex. I'm sorry.
You pay rent?
Yes.
You drive a car?
Yes.
You pay insurance?
It's already paid. Yes, ma'am.
You buy your own clothes?
Yes, ma'am.
You don't need him.
I understand that.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
You're too young to be desperate. Do you know what I mean? Pretty young 20-year-old who works hard and supports herself.
And my son.
Not desperate. Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Perfect. Okay. Other than the $500 for bail, what does he owe you for, Miss Birchler?
About a week after I got my tax returns, he asked me if I would help him fix his car, and he said he needed to pay lawyers. That's what I was understanding the money was for. So I told him he could borrow $300 as long as he promised to pay it back.
that's a lie. She didn't let me borrow it.
I don't want to hear you unless I'm looking at you and asking you a question.
This was on March 1st, and I said, as long as you pay me back $700 by...
Where was he supposed to get $700 from?
He was working, and he told me he'd give me his whole entire checks, that he wouldn't keep any of the money. So I was under the impression he might actually pay me back. So I gave him the $300 to help fix his car.
How much did he pay you back?
All in all, he paid about $100 back.
What do you mean about $100? What does
Well,
that
I mean, he would help me around my
I
house.
didn't pay her nothing.
Okay.
Didn't pay her anything?
No. And I didn't have a job when she gave me that $300. I was in jail and I lost my job.
So what did you need $300 more for from
To get
Ms.
my fuel
Birchler?
pump and a key ignition made, because my ex-girlfriend, because I got a new girl after I got out of jail, and she was texting her about getting my car fixed. She lost my key.
I don't care. There must be lots of desperation there in Missouri. Stay away from him.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you understand?
Yes, ma'am.
Stay away from him. Don't make any children with him. Don't get involved with him. Do I look like a smart lady to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Right? I look like a smart lady from you? Do you trust me?
Yes.
You escaped. Judging for the plaintiff in the amount of $800. That's all. Thank you.
Parties are excused. You may step out.
Well, I'm quite pleased.
I didn't like it at all.
He had his new girlfriend, text me and let me know that he would not be paying back the money and that I needed to get over myself.
She was texting her, and then after I got the car fixed, she called my phone, and then my girlfriend picked it up and was talking to her.
She called me after that and told me I was a few choice words and that he would not be paying me back.
She didn't ask for any of the money until after I got a new girl.
Not date guys like him.
Don't talk to crazy girls like that.
And that is how you command a courtroom. Let's break down the layers of what just happened in this wild confrontation. The core of this conflict was about more than just money. It was about respect. 20-year-old Catherine was simply trying to be a supportive partner. Not only did she drop $500 for his bail, but she also lent him an additional $300 for a fuel pump and a new ignition key just so he could stay on the road. The emotional stakes here were incredibly one-sided. On one hand, you have Catherine, a hardworking young woman who pays her own rent, buys her own clothes, and balances a full-time career at a call center. On the other hand, you have Ryan, who showed absolutely zero appreciation. After Catherine saved him from a jail cell, he moved on to a new girlfriend and had her send rude texts to Catherine, telling her to get over herself instead of settling his debts. The major turning point came when the judge saw right through Ryan's victim act. Throughout the hearing, Ryan tried to blame his skipped court dates and legal troubles on everyone but the person in the mirror. But the judge's reasoning was brilliantly straightforward. She recognized that Ryan was simply using Catherine as a financial safety net. In a powerful, unscripted moment, the judge paused the legal proceedings to give Catherine some life-changing advice. She praised her independence, but warned her that she is too young to be desperate. It was a blunt reality check. Catherine is a high-value woman who was settling for a low-effort situation. The judge made it clear, stay far away from guys who make their problems your responsibility. In the end, justice was swift and satisfying. The judge ruled completely in Catherine's favor, awarding her the full $800 judgment. Seeing a responsible person win their money back from someone who took advantage of them is exactly why we watch these cases. If you love seeing the judge put Ryan in his place today, make sure to smash that like button. I want to hear from you in the comments. What was the most ridiculous excuse Ryan gave today? Was it the Mountain Dew or the forgotten court dates? Drop your thoughts below. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you never miss another dramatic courtroom breakdown. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.